Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe. I am very, very glad you are all here today. Just finally getting back here from vacation, going to get back in the swing of things. And I am under a mountain of emails and all kinds of crazy stuff that's just been happening. So, yeah, it's a fun time. Got to go and enjoy some camping. We went camping for a little while. And we typically do that with some family and had a really good time. It was very restful. Feel like with all the other stuff that's going on, I could use a little more time, but it is what it is. Got what I needed, got what I could, if you will. So, but anyways, I digress. Yeah, thank you all for being here. It means a lot to me. Do me a favor, smash the likes if you like the content. If you would not mind, help me grow the channel. Share this out on your socials. Get your friends and family to subscribe to the channel. If nothing else, hit the subscribe. It helps the channel grow, and more people in here hear this kind of information, the better. The reason I say that is, like I've said before, I would not be spending the time, quite honestly, on doing this if it was not worth it, if you will. So, also, I do this show every day at 12:30. I also have another show. It's the Patreon show. It's $5 a month. It's not a lot. It's the beginning of the month here on tomorrow. Wow. And it runs everything through the beginning of the month. So if you've been waiting to join for the beginning of the month, now's a good time. Those of you who are in there, it means a lot to me. It means you want to hear what I have to say. I can only say certain things out on this channel. And that channel gives me a platform or a way to say things and not care if the video gets pulled down or if the plumbing behind the scenes gets blocked, because I can just set it up again. So anyways, I would love it if you guys would join that. It means a lot to me that those of you who did. So with that, also it's scrolling on the bottom of the screen. I'll also link in the channel here is Crypto Confidential. If you want to join that, it is worth the investment. The access to the information there is very, very vital, very, very good. Yeah, that helps the channel out. If you want to do that, I would really greatly appreciate it. So anyways, let's see what we've got going on today. Who is in here? Look here. Let's see. Tom, welcome back, brother. How you doing, brother? It is good to be back. And I know I was going to do some shows. I did one show, one very short clip show. And I never got a chance to actually go in and set up any of the restreams or anything like that. It's just, I needed to really unplug, and I was able to do that. And but yeah, so I am glad to be back for sure. Bitcoin Management Gem, what's going on? How are you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Gloria, how are you? Good morning. How are you doing today? Not Supermom, I mean Supermom. How are you? Great being here. Good morning. Good to see you. Daddy-o, what's going on? How are you? Let's see who else. Lithia, good morning. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. David, what's up, brother? How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. Manny, how's it going, man? How are you? Good to see you. Busy Mountain, good to see you, man. How are you? Great for being here, everyone. So yeah, when we're getting started here, grab that link, share it out, Twitter, wherever else, Facebook, whatever, and have people come in and if nothing else, join the conversation here. This is a great time. If you are watching live, wherever you are watching from, do me a favor and say hey in the chat. As you see, there's a bunch of people here who have been talking and communicating, having a good conversation. It is a wonderful time for, just in general, a good combo. So, I unplugged last week. I get back and I'm going, what in the crap is going on? Lots have happened. And I started doing some piecing together and things was going on. And those of you in the Patreon, there is a private Telegram channel for that Patreon. A lot of you have joined. I did post that in the Patreon. And you know what? I forgot to post this video in the Patreon. Crap. Sorry about that. So if you are part of that, there is a link in there for a private Patreon specifically for the channel. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because in there, myself and a few other people, all of those who are in there, you can share whatever you want to, have a conversation just like we do in the live chat here. What that does is it allows for us to talk about all kinds of stuff. And in Patreon, we talk more about current events and really kind of get into the nuts and bolts of what's going on out there. So today, we're going to kind of touch on some things that on this we'll do a 50,000 foot view because I have to be careful what I say. And again, that's why the Patreon's there. By the way, to my wonderful, amazing wife, thank you for the coffee. I would not be coherent right now without this at all right now. Had a amazing time, and then yesterday on the way home, pulling the camper, stupid tire blew inside of the highway. Now, let me tell you, changing a tire on a camper while it's wobbling, when semis are going by you, feet from you, it's not a fun experience. Let's just put it that way. If you ever have to do that, just know I'm praying for you. That was not fun. Needless to say, it was exhausting. Actually, as soon as I'm done with the show here, I'm gonna have to run to get all 4 of the tires replaced because that's the second time that has happened, and I don't trust the rest of them to continue to maintain themselves. For whatever reason, they just blew. I'm pretty sure I hit something, but it should not have done that. Like, it legitimately exploded. I wasn't going that fast. We were in traffic, and it just blew. Anyways, destroyed the whole underneath the camper and stuff. I gotta go get that fixed too. Yay for fun times, right? Trying to have vacation. You're ended. At least it happened at the beginning of the thing. Vacation instead of the beginning. That would have been a fun start to the vacation. Anyways, I digress. I literally unplugged. So coming into this, and the reason I brought up the Patreon, the reason I brought up the channel there is because I myself have been sharing different things as the weekend started coming back, as the vacation started ending. I started looking into what was going on, and there's a lot of very good stuff in there. Let's see. Yes, Busy Mountain. So I'm gonna do with I think a Trailer King. Looked at that one. Not sure what it is. It's a 10-ply, so it's definitely rated for the weight. I'm not sure about the speed or whatever. Actually, I think the speed's gonna be more than that. I'm not really going that fast, anyways. But yeah, it's fun stuff. You put I guess the Goodyear Endurance. Is that what you put on it? Probably. That's when I'm aiming to do that one. I don't know yet. I'll see. We'll see. But anyways, yeah, it's gonna be fun to go get that fixed now because it ripped the electrical wires out and all kinds of fun stuff. Anyhow, all right, let's jump in here into a couple different things here. I kind of want to just kind of talk about what's going on out there, right? So everything's happening with Ukraine, and you've got Russia, and you've got the U.S., and you've got all kinds of fun, crazy stuff happening. Well, over on the Telegram channel in the Patreon, there's a little video clip in there. That everywhere that Russia has attacked have been biolabs, U.S. biolabs. You do the math. Very odd, those placements. Let's put it that way. So, as we've seen in Canada, I want to bring this here. Crypto exchanges consider Ukraine's call. So Ukraine, whatever his name is, Fedorov, whatever, he's asking major crypto exchanges to block addresses from Russian users. It's funny. Down in here somewhere, Binance won't freeze U.S. or Russians Bitcoin. Interesting. It's a Chinese exchange. I wonder why. You think? It's interesting. Let's see. Where was the one other place? I forget where it was. Maybe it was a different one I was reading and closed it. Anyhow, basically how Kraken said that they won't do anything until there's a legal requirement. And they're not going to get a legal requirement, at least right now. And because Kraken said that, they also urged their users who are Russian to move it off the exchanges, because once it's in self custody, nobody can touch it. This is the thing. This is why don't keep your money, don't keep your crypto on an exchange, because the exchange has to abide by different rules. A self custody wallet, you are holding it as if you're holding it in your actual wallet. Just remember, there is nothing they can do to touch your crypto if you're holding it. Nothing. Nothing. So think about that, people. Think about it. The exchanges can stop this. I've set up my own exchange a long time ago. I turned it off. It was just a test. I wanted to learn how to do it. It was a private exchange. Blah 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 blah. Right? It was just mine. I was playing with it. Just wanted to see how it would work. Anyhow, it's not hard to go in and click a button, turn it off. It doesn't work anymore, kind of thing. But if you're holding it yourself, you can't do anything about it. I'm bringing this up because right now is a perfect example as to why central banks, centralized exchanges, actually can control your stuff. If you think that they can't, you're wrong. Sorry, you are wrong. If you want to be able to exchange, there are decentralized exchanges. Yeah, that means point to point. That means person to person. That means there's no the transaction takes place and it's not sitting on a centralized exchange. It's being done on a blockchain. Fantastic leapfrog of technology, if you will. Please understand that that's all you need to do, and there's nothing they can do to stop you. This is why you have all the regulators trying to stop USDC, because USDC locks the value as your or USDC, not USDC, Tether, USDT, excuse me, Tether stablecoins in general, CBDCs, all that fun stuff. There, where it locks the value in there. As you can tell, I'm still trying to recoup from the drive and then dealing with that tire. For whatever reason, that fried me. I don't know why. That really fried me. Anyhow, try to stay here, focused here. Sorry, on my shows, these are live and I don't edit these, then we have a good time, right? As the West continues to impose more sanctions, Russian banks following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, one Ukraine official has called for sanctions against Russia's cryptocurrency holdings. Where was the other thing I wanted to point out in here? That was a different one. Oh, here it is. Ukraine central bank suspends electronic cash transfers, bolstering the use for crypto. Now, why would Ukraine stop that when they're why would they stop that? Why would Ukraine stop this? That makes no sense. This stuff doesn't make sense. Nothing about what's happening makes sense. Everything about what's happening has everything to do with inflation and the pandemic and everything else that's been happening. Do you notice there's no face diaper requirements anymore anywhere? Anywhere. For anything. At all. Like, it's gone. Moving and going away. It's going away. All of a sudden, you got all this money that they printed 80% of the current monetary supply in circulation, and they got to do something with it. So I've mentioned before many times, read the book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. It is very important that you read that because you will understand what's happening behind the scenes. The reason I say that is because, guess what? It's basically their manual. Their here's what we're doing. Here's why we do this. Here's whatever we're doing. Blah 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 blah. It's their track record. It's their history. It's the banking system as it is designed and what they do. They print all this money, and you know how they get rid of it, or what they do with it. How it just magically disappears is war. Literally, it's like a meme. You got Biden sitting there, flashbang sitting there, poking Russia, saying, "Hey, come on, do something, do something, do something." let's just put it this way. When the former administration was in here, actually, they'll still think divergence took place and that there is actually still the former administration is still in place, personally. That's a discussion for the Patreon, though. When it comes to what's taking place right now, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, is what's taking place. That is what's happening here. There's a reason why those areas that have been hit inside of the Ukraine were very close to, if not directly accurately set up to where those black sites were set up for those biolabs. And as somebody said here a second ago, Busy Mountain, where did it go? Why didn't it show up? There it is. Putin killed a hunger disease. You did. Think about it. Go, if you're not part of the, if you are part of the Patreon, go into the Telegram channel and look. There's a link I shared. I think it did this morning. Think about it. Oh yeah, this too. I did not, Daddy-O, CPAC Trump was full of comps. I did not get to listen to it. I'm going to listen to it. I was, when did it happen? I was not anywhere near anything that could give me the ability to pay attention to that. I'm going to go back and watch that. And from what I've been hearing, the rumblings, yes. And what I've heard some quotes from him, yeah, he, again, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And it really, really got to wonder if many of those discussions that he had with all of these so and so quote unquote enemies of the U.S., he made deals with them most likely to help remove the world of the poison that is there. Again, this goes back to banking. This is why I said read Creature from Jekyll Island. Some of you have, some of you haven't. You really need to read that book. G. Edward Griffin did a good job with that. Anyways, Ukraine Central Bank has cracked down on digital money transfers in one of the latest measures implemented to connect with the nationwide declaration of martial law. So, a popular Ukrainian crypto exchange shows that Ukraine buyers are paying a premium for Tether's USDT stablecoin, which is pledged to the price or pegged to the price of the US dollar because of the sanctions they can get. This is why the regulators are trying to regulate all the stablecoins, because they're not really pegged to the dollar. They're pegged to the dollar, air quotes here. That's what they're doing. They're getting around the system because of cryptocurrency. You go into Bitcoin and you're really around the system. There is nothing that they can do to stop Russia, Ukraine, any country whenever it happens. Look at El Salvador. Look at El Salvador. I posted a tweet out a couple days ago, I guess now, that about Brazil, the 5th largest economy, now actually seriously considering Bitcoin being a legal tender. People need to wake up. We're coming into this. And you're starting to see real world examples as to why this stuff is important, because they can control everything that you do in your money. You put it into cryptocurrency and you hold it yourself. They can't do anything. Anything. Oh, hey, Bitcoin Bull. Perfect. Good morning, by the way. A new copy of Creature of Jekyll Island getting delivered today. Vacation meeting. Dude, you enjoy your vacation. And that book, I can tell you now, it's dense, but it's very, very worth the knowledge that is in there. I probably should read it again myself. This past vacation was not a vacation for me for sitting down and chilling. It was a vacation to go and do and spend time with the kids and family, and yeah, fun stuff. We had a lot of fun, a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of fun times. Anyhow, this is more of the stopping of Venmo and PayPal type stuff. Yeah, anyhow. It really makes no sense that Ukraine would do that, except for the martial law kind of thing. I don't know. Look at the markets. They're falling. The stock market's falling. Let's look at that right now. I'm bringing it up here because that's Bitcoin. Look at Dow. Down. Look at Bitcoin. Up. A lot. It spiked up with the Russia and Ukraine talks took place. As soon as that happened, as soon as that news hit, it jumped. And the regular stock market continues to fall. This is kind of what, and it's funny. It dropped and dropped hard, and it's come back from what it was. It dropped a lot this morning or yesterday. Punch protection team into place. People need to understand this is how they get rid of their debt. This is how they get rid of the money they printed. This is how they absorb it. They start a war and then it disappears. That's not how that's not how this works. People need to understand these things. That's not how this works. So anyhow, I'm gonna mute this real quick because this guy will start talking and shut up. Anyhow, Russian central bank restarts buying gold. I wonder why. So it starts to buy the gold. So this article specifically talks about the gold ETF, the SPDR. He's gained 5% in February, while the S&P has dropped 3%. You all in the chat here, y'all get this. My followers, y'all are smart people. You get this. You understand this. Most people don't get this yet, though. Okay? Gold, silver, cryptocurrency. Those are your ways to protect yourself from anything like this. Sure, crypto has its volatility. Who cares? Its value is set up because it cannot be stopped. It has a global compute that cannot be shut down without shutting the power grid off of the globe. They've tried to shut the internet off, tried to block it, tried to block the ports, tried to block the type of stuff that would work, the protocols and stuff. It doesn't work. It's simple. There's so many ways around it. It's not funny. It is awesome to see right now. The reason I wanted to talk about this stuff today is you got this real life world example of what's most likely going to happen, unfortunately, here. I think America is going to have what we'll call a near-death experience, as some of you know who says that. Be very careful in the choice of words here. We're heading into that specific area, and it's going to end up causing all kinds of things to take place for us that we're going to have problems with. This is very interesting here, too, this little thing here. This follows confirmation that the U.S. and foreign allies agreed to remove select Russian banks from SWIFT. Now, all the sanctions, removal from the SWIFT system, removal from the detaching from the U.S. dollar, all the things that have taken place. Did Putin just literally make himself free from the global elites? From the banking system? Maybe he was a byproduct or part of the plan. I don't know. He just all of a sudden no longer part of the system anymore because they kicked him out. I mean, cue crypto. Cue the whatever they were talking about doing with the mining. I mean, hello? That was easy. Not that it's a good thing. Now, there are people, I am hearing, this is something else I've talked about, okay? Our media, prior to all this happening, started saying XYZ was going to happen. It was going to happen on this day. This is how it was going to happen. If there was a real problem and a real threat, they would have no clue. It would just happen. And then they'd be sitting there on their teleprompters going, we have no idea. We're getting information. We have nothing. We have no idea what's going on. Blah, 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 blah. That's what they would be doing. You'd have story after story after story that wasn't right. It wasn't there. This wasn't right. That wasn't right. This wasn't right. If they were telling you ahead of time, think. You should know better by now. Don't trust the media. Turn it off. Turn the news off. Turn it off. I'm using examples. Perfect examples right here. Fox Business talking about this stuff, telling you the narrative they want you to hear. You've got CNBC telling you the narrative they want you to hear. You've got, well, this is a crypto Cointelegraph. They're telling you more accurate information. Think about where you're getting it from. Think about the information you're getting. Okay? Think about what it's coming from. I have friends of friends who have people on the ground in the regions that are taking place right now. There is stuff going on. There are people being killed and removed from society, if you will, unfortunately. Humanity being, life being taken, stuff like that. You got to understand that there are a lot of things that ties into Ukraine. Think about how you've got Flashbang's son connected to oil. You got Rubio's connections to Ukraine. You've got Pelosi's connections to Ukraine. You've got the Clintons' connections to Ukraine. You've got all these connections into Ukraine. Again, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. You gotta start wondering. Yes, people are being killed. And yes, there is fighting going on, but who's doing the fighting? And what is it really going on? What's really happening? You've got to listen. You got to find the on the ground stuff. I hate to say it, but go to TikTok. There are people who post stuff from those regions. They're short little videos, but they're showing you what's going on. They're average, everyday people taking little video clips. And it's literally, you can see what's really happening just on that stupid app. I hate the app. It doesn't, I can't get it to do what I want it to do. I'd love to be able to use it for my shows and everything, but it's not cohesive with what I'm trying to do here. You want to know what's really going on? Go find it. You all know how to research. It's not hard. Quit listening to what you're being force-fed, spoon-fed. That's not what's going on. It's not. There is stuff happening. Let's shift a little bit here. eBay to add crypto payment options soon, says the CEO. The e-commerce giant aims to become the marketplace for millennials and Gen Z, and giving their rise in interest in crypto and new payment options lure the consumer base. Remember back, eBay was I think they were the first e-commerce websites. Now they're going to be they're not the first to accept crypto, but they'll be probably one of the biggest to accept crypto if they set this up as a big deal. You can buy NFTs on there already. Why not go ahead and set it up? It's huge. It's going to be a big, big deal. More adoption, people, more adoption. I'm tying this back here. Tie back. U.S. inflation over a 40-year high. Russia war will only make it worse. Guys and gals and guys, do you get it? Do you see it? Flashbang's green energy plan could be derailed since Russia mines and producers of significant amount of key minerals or metals. Whoops. Do you get it yet? They have to absorb what they printed. The Federal Reserve is not going to raise the rates. They won't. You watch, they won't. Russian banks rose their rates 20% yesterday. I think it was yesterday. 20%. People, this is how they do this. They print all the money. They do something like a war, and then they absorb the money in there, and like magic, everything goes back to normal. The money goes somewhere. Money goes somewhere. This is a big deal right here. Again, high food prices and pressure inflation this year. Food has risen specifically food rose 7.5% in January. And February is almost over. We're going to have the numbers for February, most likely in the next week or so. And it's only gone up. Now, I just bought a new truck. It's a diesel, etc. It is a bigger tank, blah, blah, blah. It's like $110 to fill it up. $120. That's huge. 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, no. I have friends who have diesels and they've been filling it up and it was nowhere near that. It wasn't even It's like $30 to $50. That's stupid expensive for fuel. And I've never understood why diesel's more expensive anyways, because it's cheaper to produce. Better for the environment, blah, 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 blah. It's stupid huge. Not okay. Okay, food prices. This is everyday America stuff. This is what hurts everyday America. 7.5% cost of living increases this year need to be like 12 to 15% just to account for the inflation and then actually give a cost of living increase. Just to do that. Then most people don't even get to have that. It's stupid expensive. It's really, really frustrating to see all this stuff. And everyday Americans end up getting hurt by this. Y'all, those of you who are praying, men and women, you need to be praying for our country, for what's about to happen and what's about to come this way. The rest of the country needs to wake up. They are waking up. The majority of people are very aware of what's going on now. The rest of the world is just waiting for it. You all to wake up. The world. Not my regulars, anyone new. The world to wake up. It's about to get crazy, to say the least. Anyways, today I should have a Patreon show, 4:30 Eastern. We'll maybe dig into some of these things a little more, because it's kind of what's happening, right? It's just my opinion at the end of the day. This is for entertainment purposes, educational purposes. You guys do what you want with the information. Anyhow, we'll talk to you soon. Have a wonderful and blessed day, and I will see you all at 4:30 for those of you who are the Patreons. If you're not part of the Patreon, you want to join. If you don't want to stick around, it's cool. No hard feelings. But come check it out, if nothing else. We will talk to you later. You'll have a wonderful and blessed day. See ya.